It's August 13th, Wednesday. It's a great day to be alive. I think I got caught in the mirror. Whoops. I do. We're going to talk about why you're alive. There is a piece of cotton in my hair, and people are going to say something about it. They're going to freak out about it. They want me and you to look like the perfect human. So while you're alive, we're going to go over it a couple times. And there's two reasons. One reason that you're alive is that you fulfill your desires. Oh, is your daughter in school? Because I thought school was like on summer break. Thank you. Thank you, Tommy Thunder. Summer. Hello, boys. Carl. So, the reason why we're alive is to fulfill your desires. And if your desires don't get fulfilled, then you come back to live another life. So that's one reason why we are here. Most people's desires are, well, most are just very simple and basic. Starting a family. People basically want to start a family and get a house. And it's not only you who thinks that. It's programmed in society. So the thought slash tradition, it comes to you. It may not even be like your own actual desire. Yeah. And another one is lust and sex. People want sex so bad, and they usually never get it. Or they never get the amount that they want. So, to exhaust all your desires is why you're here. And the second reason is to find your soul. And what do we mean by finding your soul? It's actually just feeling it. There is movement of the mind, which is thought, but your soul is actually still. So you have to learn, this is the reason why we are alive, to conquer the mind. You have to learn to stop thinking. So you can feel this inner stillness. Yeah. Because it's so still. And if your mind is agitated, then you can't feel it. Summer camp sounds fun. Yeah. I never went to anything like that. It's your energy, sensation, on waves, unseen, but felt. Yeah, because you're exactly right. Everything we do, people correlate it to a thought, but it's actually how you feel. If Jesus came down, people think, oh, they can't wait to see him. It doesn't really matter what he physically looks like. It actually, what's going to matter is the feeling that he gives you. Everything's a feeling. But we have a underlying feeling that never changes. If God came down, right now, doesn't matter what he looks like. It matters how he makes you feel. Me neither. Yeah. Hello, solving your problem. How long ago did you go to Bulgaria? So again, if God came down right now, it wouldn't matter what he looked like. What you actually would search for and what you would want is how they make you feel. Uh, yeah. When you're with a girlfriend or a boyfriend or even your friends, how do they make you feel? It's always about how they make you feel. Yeah, I know somebody that went to Bulgaria like a couple months ago, but I don't really talk to them. Yeah, got some God comes right down through the raindrops. Yeah. Yeah, the truth is God is in everything and he is everything. Yeah, we're gonna but he's unseen. And that's why you have to feel him inside of you. He's a non-thinking entity. Yeah. And so the second reason why we are alive is actually to feel God, which is a part of you. Yeah. And it's the best feeling ever. And this feeling is inside of you. It sits there in a stillness. So the first reason why you're alive is so you go after all your desires. Yeah, wild geese. And God does come through the raindrops. You have to go after the stuff you desire until there is no more desires. So, having no desires is the best desire. It's the end of the game. But the thing is, you can't say you have no desires and still want to go have sex. and you still want to go travel the world. You still want to go make a family and have kids. So you can't just say, "Oh, I have no desires." The biggest thing out of everything, it doesn't matter what you do. You can have sex. You can do dope. You can play the lottery. You could do whatever you like. But it's if you have an attachment to it. If you have an attachment to something, then when you die, you will come back to live another life. So you fulfill your desire and get rid of the attachment. So you can technically do whatever you want, but until you get over your desire, then you're still attached to it. Yeah. So a lot of people are obsessive with the body until you get over that or you complete whatever it is that you want to about your body. Then you will, first of all, it's going to run your mind. You're going to keep coming back to another life. All our life really is a bundle of thoughts, a bundle of sticks. Play hide the hot dog? Yeah. Yeah. So, hello, JM. God bless everyone in here. Yeah. So the best desire is to exhaust all your desires and have no desire at all. Because the best feeling comes from within inside of us. And anything that you feel that you've ever felt, it comes from within you. This is why if you sit and just take a look at inside of you, you will see your thoughts keep on changing, but there is actually a life force inside of you, which we inherently know. This is actually you. It's just seeing your life force. It doesn't have a thought. it is not, so hence it's not your brain. Your brain needs to get under control to where it doesn't bother you. Because your brain's always telling you this, it wants that, and it wants this. But you actually see your thoughts. You're beyond the brain. You observe your thoughts. So when we feel this love inside of us, we have to give this love to the world. To not be attached to things. Because when you're attached to something, it's going to break your heart. You are the one doing the attaching, and you've probably had your heart broken. Hello, Jimmy. So it was because of your attachment to something that your lesson was to get your heart broken. But before, you had no attachment to that thing that you loved. So you developed an attachment. The reason why we are alive is to feel the life force inside of us, which is everything. In fact, it's all it really is. Now, if you have desires, we are meant to fulfill those desires until they are no more. Until you have no desires. Sorry. Yeah. Because there's always something somebody wants, but they don't get. And they become attached to wanting to get it. Some run their whole lives from what they actually want. Yeah. It doesn't matter where you are and what you're doing. If you want something, you're going to have to go and get it. Or you're going to have to delete the want so you don't have it no more. Which, that means you feel the inside of you. And you feel so good inside of you. once you realize that the universe is happening inside of you, and you feel this, you feel so good. You don't need a girlfriend or a boyfriend. It's optional. But you're going to feel so good that you don't even think about it. You feel so good inside of you, you don't want anything. You'll start creating stuff, but you're not doing it because you're attached. Yeah. When you're attached to somebody or something, it ruins your life. It runs your life. But that's because we're paying so much attention to the mind. But once we start to feel the life inside of us, then we're complete. We don't need nothing else. Yeah. If we feel our hearts and feel the love inside of us, it will tell us what we want to do. Oh, I felt I needed to do this. It's not even like, oh, I kind of have to do this, or maybe. It's no. Once you feel it inside of you, you have to do it. That's the truth. And every one of us has, when we feel what we should be doing, it's a pulling towards that object. Yeah. Basically, where love takes us. Creating like how a flower blooms. No effort, no desire, only nature. Yeah. Like, if you just go right now and you observe and just witness, untie your shoe. Go untie your shoe, then tie it. You won't think about tying it. It's already there. Go do this today. Untie your shoe and then tie it. You're not going to think about how to tie it. It's a very simple phenomena. You're just going to tie your shoe. But I want you to observe that you're not thinking when you go to tie your shoe. And when you're not thinking, this is the real you, it is stillness. You merge with reality, which is everything, which is God. If you pay attention to your mind at all, it changes. But your form doesn't change. So how could you be your thoughts that are changing, but you're not? Because inside of you, there's the life, which is what you actually are. And it does not change. When you're thirsty, you drink. Yeah, it's not like, what should I do? Yeah. That's exactly what I needed. Hello, hello, Pooch. So the mind is basically movement. Not gonna- But your soul, you observe the movement. Your soul feels. It's just there, seeing, witnessing. Your yeah, your soul feels. Your existence is just the feeling of life. And once you feel this, you're satisfied with everything. You the joy of feeling this, it doesn't matter what you do because you're feeling this inside of you. Wherever you go, whatever you do, you're always carrying this body with you. The greatest thing, yeah, it doesn't matter where you go. Your mind, that's the thing. The mind is meant to confuse you and change all the time. Your soul is always there feeling this. The life inside of you. Yeah. How's it going? So getting a desire, you go after another desire until you don't want no more. Or you're fed up with it. And you want to search for the eternal now. And once you feel this inside of you, you don't want nothing else. It's the feeling of complete. It is awareness. The only time you want something is because your mind is focused but if your mind changes to something else, now that's what it wants. But if you end the thought, then you don't want it anymore. Much love to everybody in here. Most people have basic desires. They want to start a family. Some have like very big stuff. They want to become a professional at music. But the thing is, it's when you desire God, the biggest desire of them all, or the final one, to desire what this is all about. And why are we here? If you desire to become a famous musician, let's just say you become, look at all the famous musicians out there that are already here. Are they happy? Did their desires end once they become their famous musician? No. In fact, it ruined them. Horse, driver, chariot. But not to let the horse decide where you go. And I guess that's why that's painted in all these old, whatever, hieroglyphics, pictures. Yeah. We can do whatever we want in the world. In fact, we can do it with happiness and joy. It's who we really are. Anytime that you're miserable, you're attached to something, well, that is your own making. You're the one that's being miserable. Yeah. If you're chronically sick, then you You can be miserable, but we should be happy. Most people aren't really even doing anything. And the reason they aren't happy, because they're not doing what they actually want to do. You don't have to do anything. You can still be happy and enjoy life. Another reason people aren't happy is because they don't feel their soul. They're trying to get pleasure from the outside. And there's nothing wrong with anything on the outside, but it generates from the inside. So, if you let's just say you have sex, it doesn't last all day. It can't last all day. There's going to be a point where you have to stop. So, and then you're going to start up again. So, do you see that pleasure, it's fleeting. Yeah, yeah. The horse equals primal urges. Yeah, the rational mind. That is smart, like whoever actually made the picture. But like most people, when they see those ancient symbols, they're not going to understand that. Yeah. That's why a lot of that confuses people. Yeah. And there's so many like ancient pictures reused, washed, rewashed. Yeah. I don't know if someone taught you that, Jimmy H, or if that you just, seen it for yourself. The soul is always just seeing. The soul doesn't think. And once you aren't attached to your thoughts, then what does it matter? We should always be happy and cheerful. Yeah. Let those who have eyes see. Yeah, but even like hearing that, it's not like, you know, that's not going to click in people's head. um, yeah, it's a Vedic metaphor. Yeah. But again, like maybe at ancient times, the the pictures were, they meant more to people. They were more understanding. Whereas nowadays, that the relevance, yeah, it's like all those ancient symbols and hieroglyphics, like when people read the Bible, it was written so long ago. We're not using the same language. Things aren't as symbolic. Yeah. If anyone has any questions, I'll answer them for, the last 13 minutes. A lot of people, they fear the truth. Their mind fears the truth. That's why they aren't in here, this live. That's why they're not waking up. Your mind always creates some resistance. There's very few people that their mind works with them. Why do you think people, their mind, they always say, "Oh my God, it's overload." That's because it actually irritates you. Um, it's super hot. The geese are flying high. Oh, the ancient folks were way more sensitive to energy. Yeah, yeah. Most people are just doing stuff for money, such as a woman shaking her ass. It's not truly what she wants to do. She can do what she truly wants to do, but she goes against herself. So she kind of she covers her soul. You could say she even kills it. Yeah. Being obsessed with the body. But I'm not really like on social media, and I don't usually see that stuff. So, yeah. Every era, that's why the world changes, because for new for new spoof. Yeah. If the world was always the same, we wouldn't grow as souls, and it would be boring. Do you mind telling me about yourself? Well, yeah, I can tell you that. At least why I'm doing this, because talking about me is just going to be a never-ending story. I just I want to help everybody, and it's my life mission. It's what pulls me. And because the other stuff that happened in my life, I have no desires. And that is what calls me. But I've always been a happy person. I've got all over my problems when I was very young. My last official emotional problem was when and it was very small. I stopped being angry. I haven't felt anger since 19 years old. So I haven't been angry at in about 10 years, 11 years. And I was happy. And then I didn't know about this spiritual stuff. But a lot of people, they go through heartbreaks and they go through severe situations when they're older in their life, or maybe when they're younger. But I learned my lessons. I learned my lessons. You could say I conquered them. I didn't know nothing about spirituality. No one's ever taught me how to do it. Simply, I felt I felt anger a couple times, but I felt every time that the anger kept reoccurring, I actually would get over it. Then nothing bothered me. I didn't want to feel that anger anymore. And so I just let all the anger for the rest of my life go. Yeah. So thank you, JM. Yeah. How long have you been growing the beard? Uh, since it's been like 2.5 years. Yeah, because my neighbor was actually like trimming me up. I don't even like when people like random people trim my hair anymore. But and I do like the feeling when you do get your hair cut, even a buzz cut. I do like the feeling of it. But I've had it all my life. People always said shit and still do. But now it doesn't matter. Yeah. And I do like getting haircuts and buzz cuts. Yeah. But I like this way more. Way more. Yeah. But the whole thing is I've been happy all of my life. 85 to almost 95%. Okay? I've all if you would know me, you would I don't even talk to those people and you would never realize it. And another thing I've come to realize is once you're so happy, which I've always been pretty much, most people have it. I'm well aware of this now. That's why I do this. Uh, Once you're so happy for such a time, you can't get more happier. Nothing's gonna excel me to more other than feeling my soul. But I've always done what I wanted and always been happy. Yeah, there's no sense of me continually doing whatever I want and being happy. Why? I'm already happy. I've so I'm giving happiness back to the world. Yeah. Well, yeah. So that's the long. That answer could go. Wait, I don't go in depth because there's no reason to. If some people ask, and you know me on a personal level, yeah, because I know what people need to hear. Yeah. I've also kind of always been this way. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the thing is like that's a big topic. The spiritual people. Let's just say you grow up in an ashram, or a spiritual community. While that may have a benefactor and benefits, if you grow up in an ashram, your life is very easy. And if you look at all the people who become spiritual masters, or you know anybody that gets enlightenment, they're not the Buddhists sitting in monasteries. In fact, I, we'll get to that in a second. But these spiritual people that are claiming to be spiritual and that grow up in spiritual places, they're not the ones getting enlightened. Uh, like Uganda, Uganda was going to get enlightened whether he did yoga or not. Okay? He was enlightened in his last life. All these people, no one really gets enlightened. It is needed practice. There are techniques that actually work. A few people do need those. But it's actually a distortion for most people. Yeah. Most people actually need to practice individually for the individual self. Yeah. So, like, for instance, when I see Buddhists, whether they're on YouTube, basically, they're never happy. Yeah. Even when I see the Dalai Lama, I, it's just like these. Even when I see any spiritual person, I've like I said, I've been happy. I've always been happy. And when I see these spiritual people, they're not happy. They're not happy. Yeah. And some of them may be enlightened too. But everyone comes in a variety. Yeah. Do not what you hate. Yeah. So I'm here for everybody else. Yeah. That's the rest of my life is towards everybody else. Designated. You seen JM in the Monk Live? Yeah. You wish you never got mad in your life? Yeah. All anger is something you're angry about. And when you're thinking about it and when it happens, you're just drawn in it. It feeds the anger, it's the fuel. But as soon as you don't care, you have to feel this, then you could even do it logically. Yeah. We could go over something that makes you angry right now. With anger, there's no point of fighting back. It just creates more anger. No ego allows so much grace. And that's the thing, she was kind of ugly. People don't realize it. They're not aware. Simple as that. There's no awareness. The people that come in my live, they're gonna have a little bit of awareness. They're yeah. I can't teach, even if they're attracted to me, I can't be in complete awareness and teach someone who's completely unaware. Most people are trying to, even if you're just trying to help someone, they don't care for your help. They don't. The era that we live in right now, from what I learned in my experience, you can see it every day. You can just go out and see it. People they are becoming a little bit more aware out of the dark ages, but now their self-interest is what drives them. Almost in a cynical way. Yeah. So people don't care even if you do help them. Okay, see you later. I mean, they don't care. And then you feel like, I can't believe I helped him, and he just went on. Yeah. People are living in ignorance. Yeah. What's your point on where we live, Lucas? Really, all of it. I would say more so it's like peaks and valleys. Uh, you can definitely live underground. It, it is kind of a simulation. If you can concentrate on any place in your head long enough, you actually begin to be there. Yeah. You know, I was more so like, this was like 10 years ago, you gotta figure, when I learned about the flat earth and the hollow earth. And it is more like that. If you ever play or seen Dragon Ball Z, they have like little places they can go to and they kind of just float there. You can search it on Google. That's kind of like what we're on. Though it kind of doesn't matter. That's what I've even came to realize. Yeah. This is definitely a dream. We are only here. It's pretty much everything. We are only here because we have a desire. The ultimate desires to make it like heaven, which would be the golden age, kind of. Yeah. Because there's really no other desire than to make it perfect. Yeah. The practice non-attachment, that's why it seems unhappy. Yeah, but you can still laugh and self-express yourself. You can still have sex and enjoy it, but it's not. But I'm just saying, a lot of these people, yeah, it's not. It doesn't look really good for someone who's a beginner, or the whole world. Yeah, yeah. It's because of money. People. Yeah, that's true too. People are. Yeah, this is why people are waking up. I see it every day, just in how people act. Yeah. The thing is, when you're about to die, You could be about to die when you're 25. It can wake you up more. Most people, they never look on the inside because they're so caught up in living this outside life, which is why it's here. Yeah. They practice non-attachment. That's why. Yeah, I get that, but like you can still you don't have to have a thought to be happy. It's just our natural being. Yeah. And these people are rather dull and boring to me. I mean, it's just that. Like a Buddhist monastery, for example, they don't. A lot of times, they exile the woman. Women are not allowed to go in the Himalayan mountains. Do you know this? Muslims and India, they've always exiled the woman, but yet they want to fuck her at the same time. Yeah. That doesn't make sense. You can't love a woman. Hey, this guy, he picked up my umbrella. The inside of Earth is pure light. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like getting to the underground stuff because, yeah, it's basically they don't want you to, yeah. This is the point of waking up. This guy must have needed an umbrella. Yeah. Though, we might just end the live here because I was gonna end it anyway. It's kind of funny just because someone, it's obviously like someone in the neighborhood too, or around me. Um, yeah, well, we were gonna end this anyway. So, thanks for joining, guys. I'll be back tomorrow morning. who 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 takes an open umbrella? I actually find that kind of funny. See, I'm laughing. Yeah. Before, when I wouldn't have that many thoughts. Even as a teenager. But most of my thoughts, if I did have them, would make me laugh. I would I would giggle. So be happy and smile. No, I don't know where. I'll have to end it. I would, but I just don't, where I'm at, I don't want to like give exactly my location. Yeah. Sorry. I just lost them. See you guys.